Hello everyone. Today I would like to show you guys Psychology, a Christian Perspective by Dr. Tim Rice. We're going to do a quick flip through and a short review from my daughter at the end. My daughter used this book last year for her senior year as an elective, and it is worth a full credit. I personally love learning about psychology, and I thought this would be interesting for my daughter to learn about. First off, I have to say there are very few homeschool psychology curriculums available. I think I only found 2 or 3 options when I was searching for options a year ago. This book was published in 2015. It kind of has an old style feel to it. The pictures are in black and white. So let's take a look at the chapters. Things you'll be covering are the Christian worldview and psychology's history, the brain and nervous system, sensation and perception, motivation and emotion, etc. You can read the list here. So let's take a look at a chapter. Here we have chapter 7, Learning and Memory. Here it discusses what will be in the chapter, and we'll just flip through a few pages here. As I said, the pictures are in black and white throughout the book. This is an interesting chapter, and it discusses conditioning and things like that, some of the early experiments in psychology. So that is how the chapters are laid out. At the end of the chapters, there is a chapter summary here, and then there are some questions for the student to answer at the end of the chapter. So that is what this book looks like inside, very similar all throughout all the chapters. Again, black and white illustrations or pictures, and then at the end of every chapter, questions, a summary and questions. So let's take a look at the teacher's guide now. Here we have chapter 7, the chapter that we looked at. It talks about the learning objectives again, and then key concepts and people. Here are those questions that were at the end of the chapter for the student to answer. And then it has things like websites that you can go to learn more information. And here we have topics for discussion that you can discuss with your student. And then here we have a study guide. And they have one of these in every chapter to study for the test. And then we have the test here. All the tests are multiple choice. And in here also are all of the answers to the study guide and the student questions and the tests as well. So that is what the teacher guide looks like. When I asked my daughter what she thought of this course, she said she enjoyed it, but that it covered everything really quickly, and it would have been nice to have more details about various topics, but she said it was good for an overall view of psychology, and it discussed a lot of different things, and she especially found the old methods interesting of treating various conditions. So that is a quick flip through of this book and a quick review. Thank you so much for watching, and please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.